Okay, so now we're going to fix up a timpani. You can see somebody tried to repair the head with packing tape, but it doesn't quite work. For this project you will need navel jelly, chrome polish, a paintbrush, a toothbrush, an old one, gloves, and your new drum head. First thing we'll do is take off all the old hardware. We're going to paint it with the navel jelly, which is not belly button jelly. It's the kind of product that takes rust off of ships, and it will remove the rust from your hardware. It might not be shiny, but it won't be rusty anymore. This is the sort of thing that you might want to hang up in your classroom as a caution. Only people who know what they're doing tune the timpani. Here's where you put your gloves on, and trust me, you're going to want to wear gloves for this. You can get navel jelly at a hardware store. It's not hard to find. What you want to do is lay a thick coat on all of your hardware, and then you let it sit for 5 or 10 minutes. Pretty easy, and the directions on the bottle say to wait for 5 to 10 minutes. We're going to go with 10 minutes because these parts are really rusty. We'll let that chemical have a chance to work on it, and then we're going to dip them in water and scrub off the rust. You can do this under a faucet, but in this operating theater there's no faucet, so I have a basin of water handy. So now we wait. Okay, so it's been 10 minutes, and while you weren't looking, I put navel jelly on the rim as well. So now we dip it in water, take the toothbrush, and try and get all of this rust off. So I'm going to dry each piece thoroughly, and this is definitely an improvement. After they're all dried, I'm going to apply a thin coat of chrome polish, turtle wax chrome polish, meant for cars, works on drum parts too, and it will supply a thin protective coating, so maybe you won't have to do this again really soon. Okay, so I'm satisfied that those are dry, and now we're going to apply some turtle wax chrome polish. I'm just going to put a blob here on my table since this is an old can, and I'll work from that. messy work is over and now we reassemble the drum. So a washer and a nut goes on the inside of the drum and the tension rod goes on the outside, and we're going to tighten those up. Okay, we are ready for the next step. So I actually moistened the drum head, but just the center part, so it has a little give to it when we attach it. But you don't want to ever do that with the rim because the skin is just folded around the edge. In fact, when we were in the Studio 49 factory, we watched them doing that, and it's pretty cool. They developed a tool that just is for the sole purpose of folding that skin around the rim. We'll take our rim, which looks a lot better than it did before, and match it up to the tension rods. Next we put the clips on. Okay, the clips are on. Important that this is centered on the drum head, and it's going to take a little wiggling to make that happen. Alright, so while you weren't looking, it actually took an extra pair of hands to hold this rim down while I put the spacers and the wing nuts on. The drum head is just the right size, and it is not okay to tighten all of these and tune it until after this head dries, because we'll just split it open and then we'll be right back where we started. Makes me wonder how this happened to begin with. Anyway, we've got the clips on, the spacers are on, the wing nuts are on, that's how it's tuned, and this project is going to halt until this head dries. In fact, we're going to stop it right now, and you're not going to see this while I tune it. When you tune a timpani though, keep in mind that you tighten one side and then across and across and across and across. Think of drawing a star. That way you keep the head centered and you don't slide it off to one side. So, friend that brought me this drum a while back, you're going to be so happy when you get this back in your classroom.